brought along NUI registration forms this evening. For any of you that not sure if you voted in the previous Senate election, or any of you who thinks that you could get somebody in the register, not only did I bring along a registration form for you, I brought along a free post envelope. You can send it back to me. I'm going to be very insincerely working the room for the rest of the evening before driving home to Galway. If any of you think there's a UCD, UCG, Maynooth, Cork graduate out there who might go on the register and get a vote for me, please put your hand on my elbow and keep squeezing it until I turn to you and give you a form. I really shouldn't have done that. It was ferociously self-indulgent. Support your local politicians. But keep after them on the conscience. That's good. Keep on. Please.
I was worried that he was going to not speak at all or had very few words to say, but we survived. We did it. Well done. To finish, to conclude this evening's speeches, I'd like to invite someone who I'm sure many of you know very well, who literally has pretty much had no life for the past few years because her life has just been dedicated to this work. It's my pleasure to invite him to address you this evening and to conclude tonight's remarks. Cora Sherlock.
Wendy. Well, I wouldn't say I've had no life. I'd say I've had a very exciting life, actually. Unfortunately, we didn't get the results at the end that we wanted, but I'm not going to be depressed about that, and I don't think we should be at all. I just want to say a very few words, because I think a lot of what I was going to say has been said. Really, the most important thing I want to say is to thank you all for your incredible work right up to the end of the campaign, because you really were astounding. And every day there was more stories coming in of just incredible work that was being done right around the country. So thank you so much for that. And you know, the other thing is to rest assured, as Caroline has already said, we're not going anywhere. We know that ourselves, and I think it's really important that we take tonight to remind ourselves that we are here for the long haul. And the pro-life movement, the pro-life campaign in all of its entities and the groups throughout the country, we're not going anywhere because we know that there's so much work that has to be done. We've already talked a little bit about the meetings that we're going to be having around the country, because we want to hear all of your ideas and talk to you about where you think we could have done differently, we could have worked in a different way to get a better result. And I'm really looking forward to those meetings because I think they're going to be extremely effective. So they're going to take place over the next couple of weeks. I think one of the big things, and it's already been mentioned, was the media. The media was a real problem for us in this campaign, and we're going to have to look at that certainly. We had incredible personal stories. I know Anisha said that she doesn't want to mention anybody by name, but I'm sorry, I missed that part with the preparation earlier, because I was so struck by the courage of people who came out to tell their personal stories. People like Gavin Boyne, Mary Kenny, Emma Maloney, the McBreen family, Bernadette Goulding, and so many other people. I mean, these were people who would get a phone call, often at very late notice, to say, we want to do an event, would you come out, tell your story, how do you feel about it? And I mean, I was struck so many times by just the courage and determination they had, because every time they said, you know, if this saves one life, if it wins one vote, then I'm going to go out and tell my story. And it's not an easy thing to do, but every time they came through for us. So thank you to all of them. I know that, you know, I haven't mentioned anybody or anywhere near the numbers of people that we had, but they really were the personal stories that the public deserved to hear. And unfortunately, what we found, and you know, you'll all be familiar with this, is that if the stories didn't fit the repeal narrative, then they weren't given the time in the media that they deserved. And that's a real problem that we're going to have to look at as well. But we'll look at it. Now, we know as well from the exit poll that people had made up their mind a long time ago. You know, it's just one of those things that certain messages had been hardwired in. There wasn't much we could do. But between all of the groups, I think we have to agree that there was just fantastic posters going up, canvassing ongoing, leafleting, huge amount of work. And we know there are hard questions that have to be answered, but we will ask those questions and we will get the answers. I just want to make two very quick points. I was thinking about this evening earlier on and what I would say, and the one thing that struck me was that we're different to the repeal movement because we know, and we always knew, I think, that win or lose this referendum, our work wouldn't be done. Our work would never be finished because there will always be people who believe in abortion. They believe for their own reasons that it's something that should be allowed in a country. So we would always have to keep going. And I think that's a positive for us, actually, that we can reflect on that and know that our work was always going to have to keep going. And the other thing that I would say is, some of the people here have mentioned spokespeople, and obviously I've been a spokesperson for the pro-life campaign. Caroline, Maria is here, Breathe O'Brien, Roman, and Wendy herself, of course. And you know, sometimes people come up to you and they say, I saw you on the news, or I saw you at a press conference and that was very good. I always say the same thing back to them. I say, this is a team effort. And that's what it is. Because it's nice to be a spokesperson, it's nice to be on the news, but it's so much nicer to come to a room like this, see people like you who are the backbone of this country, whether the outside world knows it or not. You are the backbone of this country. You are the most genuine people anybody could ever meet, and you are incredible. Tonight, I want to give you my admiration because you are the unsung heroes of this country. Thank you so much for everything that you have done, and let's work hard over the next couple of weeks and months to figure out how we can come back and win in the future. Thank you so much.
Just for your attention during all the speeches. So what's left to do for the rest of the evening is the friends that you have made, keep building on those friendships, because we need each other and we need the hundreds of thousands of people who voted no to continue to work hard, because as I said earlier, every single life matters and what happens next is worth it. And thank you very much, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your night.